What's going on YouTube? Greenwood Evil here. A Godzilla review today. We're going to do the 1993 Horizon Godzilla figure. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second, but I want to get to my sweet announcement that I'm going to be doing. So, way back when, the beginning of this channel, my third or fourth video, I'm pretty sure it was my third video, I opened a card game called Battle Spirits because they had a Godzilla like set or whatever that came out in Japan. This is it right here. This was the Godzilla Battle Spirits box that I opened. Third video I ever did. The big announcement is I got 2 more of these boxes on the way. I haven't decided how I'm going to be opening those boxes yet. I had some cool ideas on sorry guys. I've had some good ideas. Maybe 1 pack a day for the first box, and after the 20 packs are open the second box fully in one video. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but that's the cool announcement. I got more of these on the way. They're getting harder to find, so I found a good deal for 2 of them. They'll probably be the last times I'll be doing these card openings, these Godzilla Battle Spirits cards, because they're getting expensive and they're getting less and less to find because they're not making them anymore. But that's the cool announcement. So look for these in about a week or 2. I'm not sure when they're coming. They're coming from Japan, so it'll take a while. But let's get to our video here. I want to get to our Godzilla review for today. I told a couple people that it was going to be one of my other King Ghidorah figures, my Grand King Ghidorah from Rebirth of Mothra 3, but that is not what we're doing today. I had a really sweet idea, so I want to show off this guy. So we're going to get right into this right here, and look at this. It's the biggest Godzilla we've reviewed so far on this channel. He is about 14 inches tall, I want to say, maybe a little bit taller. I didn't measure it. Whatever. I didn't measure it. But this is the Horizon 1993 Godzilla, so we're going to have to do one of these deals. We're going to have to move that camera up to get him in a good view. So we're going to move this camera up as high as we need to go. Move it down like so. And then we have our Godzilla in all of his glory here. I'm gonna have to move him back. He's a very big figure. There we go. We got him all on the screen. So I'm actually gonna move the camera back some too. He's actually really big. So there we go. We'll do it like that. So there's our Horizon 1993 Godzilla. Cool story about him. I'm gonna tell you a little story. So there was a comic shop called Elite Battlegrounds. That was the next town over from me. The great place. I loved playing there. They had free tables. You can just go sit and play anytime you wanted. Go do whatever. So I hung out there a whole lot. Made a lot of great friends. But when the place first opened, the owner had this Godzilla sitting up on his mantle with all of his other like stuff. And I kept asking him all the time. I would say like, "Hey, is this Godzilla ever for sale?" And he really never thought of it. He literally said out loud to me, "I said I never really considered selling it, so I'm never, I don't know how much it's worth." And I really didn't know how much it's worth either. And usually these vinyls go for like 40 or 50 bucks is my guess. So I said to him, let's do 40. He's like, done. So I was like, oh my god, I bought this sweet Godzilla figure. But this is the Horizon 1993 Godzilla. This is really cool. This is from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. We're going to move this camera a little bit so we can move in on his face. So we're going to bring him real close here. We're going to bring him real close so you can see him. I'm actually going to zoom in too, because I know that this camera has some really banging zoom in features. So we're going to zoom in on his face there. He looks good. I mean, he looks really good. He has a little bit of googly eyes, just a little bit. We'll bring him in close so you can see them. See, he's a little goofy-eyed, but he looks really cool. He's got a lot of good detail on him. Got a nice red mouth and the teeth. He looks really good, and he was in pretty good condition. I mean, like when you I'll show you the arms and whatnot. Let me fix the camera. So when you look at the arms here and the fingers, there's some paint missing on them, but overall But overall, nothing too serious. He's a little dirty. He's got a little bit of articulation here, but he looks really cool. And this is the biggest Godzilla that I've reviewed. I have one Godzilla bigger. As you can see, his chest there. His chest is strange. The way that his chest is set up here. Like, I'll hold him to the side and you'll get what I'm talking about. See, look, it's like flat. Like, you could... I don't understand if that was how it was supposed to be designed. I looked up a couple pictures of this after I bought it from Jim, and it seems to have that, so I guess it's just the way that they made it. He has a little bit of articulation with his arms. I mean, a little bit of, he can wave, Godzilla, he can wave. Doesn't do too much though. His head can turn too. His head is pretty flexible there. He can move around like this. He can turn and whatnot. This is a sweet Godzilla to display. I don't even know if they have any on eBay. I've never ever actually searched for that. Go to his feet. His feet are really cool. They're really, really big. This doesn't do it justice. Like, I'll sit it in my hand. See how big the feet are? They're really, really big. And then, of course, you have your right in there. You have your 1993 Toho Co. Ltd. And then you have your Horizon 1993 there. It's a little strange, like the way that the joints are separate are in there. It's all rubber. I'm pretty sure you have to put some of this together. I know at least the tail. But the way that I'll zoom in some so you can see what I'm talking about. The separation there, once it focuses, there you go. There's a lot of separation. It's like a lot. But it's not terrible. It's just a little odd. And then his tail is gigantic. His tail is obviously gigantic, as Godzilla's tail always is. It looks good though. He got the nice dorsal fins. He's got the green, the gold coming up. He's actually a green color. Now Godzilla, we know, is not really green, but this Godzilla paint is actually like a greenish color. But the detail on the tail is pretty good. Let me get the light in here. There we go. See, the detail on the tail is really nice. You can't move these like you can SH Monster Art, but you definitely can see that they did a lot of good detail here. And then, of course, the tail joint is strange too. I think when it was put together, I'm assuming Jim put it together or whoever did, it just didn't go settle in all the way. Because, I mean, you can move the tail, which is fine, but there's a lot of airspace there, which is whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But he is awesome. I'm gonna size compare him to the Shin Godzilla that I have. Let's do that right now. Here's my Shin Godzilla that we reviewed. So there is a very big difference. Like, I'm talking like big difference. He can almost pet him on the head. It can't even reach him. But that's a really big difference. I have the Grand King Ghidorah that I was going to review, but then decided to do a left turn and do this one. That Grand King Ghidorah is about the same size as this Godzilla. It's really big. But this Godzilla might be a tad bigger in mass-wise because he's just thick and gigantic. But you get an idea size-wise. He's about 6 to 7 inches tall. And then you got him, who's about probably 14 inches tall. So he's really big. He's about the max that you want to get size-wise for a Godzilla for displaying, because any bigger than this, and you're going to have a problem. Like, I have the 2-foot-tall legendary Godzilla from 2014. I can't display that thing anywhere. The tail's like a 1.5 foot long itself. It's ridiculous. Not saying it's not awesome, which is totally awesome, but it's just tough to display. So I keep it in the box, even though I want to open it so bad. But let's kind of take another look at this. At his face here. Bring him in some. Actually, I can probably just zoom in a little bit, right? Like that. And move him up here. He looks good though. Like I said, he is green, which is a little strange. As you can see on the dorsal fins there. Or if I zoom in on the dorsal fins some, you can see that there's green and silver. That's all that pretty much is just green and silver that's attached there. You can see some green right here. It's a little bit of green coming up from these dorsal fins up to this. Probably red, white, yellow, black, green, and silver are the colors for this Godzilla. So he's got a decent color range. His legs are funny. His legs are really fat and clunky. But, you know, that's Godzilla's legs usually. But this is such a really sweet figure. I'm so glad that I got that from Jim. It's a nice memory of the place, even though I got it well before they closed down. But he's such a nice figure. I recommend definitely getting him if you can find him. Like I said, I recommend all my figures that I get. Now I'm gonna have to kind of stand up for a second and move him back so you can kind of get a full look at him. He's really nice. Let me get my King Ghidorah. Like King Ghidorah that we reviewed. I think I kicked the camera a little bit. We'll fit that camera right there. The King Ghidorah is also. And you saw how big the King Ghidorah was to the Shin Godzilla, so you're gonna kind of get the understanding of just how big this Godzilla actually is. He's just massive, which is awesome. Godzilla's supposed to be big, and that's a great size figure. So that's another comparison. I'll size compare him with my other Godzillas, my King Ghidorah, the big one, and I have another big Godzilla from Godzilla 2000, which is really sweet. I'll do them at some point. Let me know in the comments who you want to see first, King Ghidorah or Godzilla 2000, because I have both of them, and they're both big figures. Well, Grand King Ghidorah, let's not forget that, Grand King Ghidorah. But this was pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show off this really sweet Horizon Godzilla from 1993. Of course, as always, if you like the video, like it, subscribe down below or in the left-hand corner. I'll pop some other Godzilla-related videos here. Don't forget, in the future, I'll be doing more Battle Spirits Godzilla. I'll show off some of my collection that I already have. I'll put the video up here in the right corner if I already did it, of the Godzilla Battle Spirits opening, so you can see what I'm talking about. It's a Japanese game that has Godzilla cards that goes with it. It's really cool. It's a Godzilla expansion. But that's pretty much it, guys, and until the next video, take it easy. Peace.